When you think about leadership, what's that one thing that really separates long-term success from just, well, sudden disaster? It's not always about having the flashiest innovation or the biggest profits. It's about risk management. And in this explainer, we're going to break down why managing risk isn't just about playing defense. It's actually about steering your company exactly where you want it to go. So let's dive right in. And this quote, man, it really says it all, doesn't it? Neglecting risk invites disaster. For anyone in a leadership role, a CXO, whatever it is, ignoring risk isn't some passive, oh well, kind of thing. No, it's like you're actively sending an invitation for things to go wrong. You're basically choosing to leave the front door wide open for failure. And let's be honest, in today's world, the stakes are just way too high for that. Okay, so that brings us to our first big idea here, the strategic imperative. Why is this so crucial? Why isn't managing risk just about playing defense, just trying not to lose? How can flipping that script and mastering risk actually become this incredible tool that pushes your whole organization forward? Let's get into it.
So really, every single organization, every leader stands at a fork in the road. On one side, you've got proactive management. This is the path where you build investor confidence, you make sure your company is resilient, and you protect that reputation you've worked so hard to build. And then there's the other path, the path of neglect. And that one, well, it pretty much always leads to disaster, to crises you could have seen coming, and a damaged reputation. As a leader, the path you choose, that's what's going to define your legacy, plain and simple.
All right, let's get a little more specific about what you actually get by taking that proactive path. First off, when investors see you're aware of the risks, their confidence in you just skyrockets. Then, with effective management, you build resilience. That means you can take a hit, you can face the unexpected, and you can bounce right back. A solid framework? That's your shield. It protects your reputation. And maybe the biggest one of all, proactive planning. It's like having a bomb squad that diffuses a crisis before it even has a chance to go off. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But what does this effective risk management actually look like on the ground? In practice. What are the core components we're even talking about here? First things first, let's be crystal clear about something. This is not a guessing game. It's not about crossing your fingers and hoping for the best or just running around putting out fires all day. Real effective risk management is a structured process. It's about taking that feeling of chaos and turning it into clarity. It's how you turn a vague, that could be a problem, into concrete, decisive action. And this whole process, it really rests on three fundamental pillars. Think of it like a three-step formula. Pillar 1, you have to anticipate. You're looking ahead, scanning the horizon for potential threats. Pillar 2, you identify. This is where you look inward, at your own organization, to find your weak spots, your vulnerabilities. And Pillar 3, you prepare. You build those contingency plans for when, not if, one of those threats actually becomes a reality. So, anticipate, identify, and prepare. That's the framework. It's that simple and that powerful.
Okay, so we have the framework. We know the core components. Now let's talk about leadership. What does it actually mean for a CXO to carry this out? What's their specific job in making all of this stuff actually work day to day?
Yeah, a leader's role here isn't some task you can just check off a to-do list and say, done. Nope. It's a continuous, active process. It's a constant balancing act, really. You're trying to grab onto new opportunities while at the same time managing all the dangers that come with them. And you're doing all of this in an environment that is changing like every single day.
And you can see that balancing act everywhere, right? Think about it in real terms. Okay, do we accept the wild swings of market volatility because it's our only shot at capturing some major growth? Or how about this one? Do we pour a ton of money into some brand new, unproven tech just for the chance to get a huge competitive edge? See? Every big strategic decision comes down to making these calculated, informed bets.
So when you boil it all down, the mandate in action looks like this. Leaders are constantly, and I mean constantly, weighing risk versus reward. They have to stay vigilant, always adapting to new regulations and changes in the landscape. And ultimately, they are the ones responsible for putting those strong frameworks in place and making sure they actually work. So the whole organization is ready for whatever comes its way.
And all of this brings us to one final, really critical question. Look, being ready for today's risks, that's just the price of admission. That's the baseline. Real, true leadership is about looking over the horizon. So the question I want to leave you with is this. The threats of tomorrow, they're already taking shape right now. The real question is, are your contingency plans ready for them?